Hey folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to another Home Studio Trainer live stream, and I consider myself your home recording coach. I'm trying to rebrand myself a little bit, but HST will never go away for as long as I'm alive, so hopefully everybody is doing well. Looks like I got a nice, strong stream. And I don't have any concurrent viewers just yet, although I do have people in chat. So I assume that you guys will become concurrent shortly. Billy Morgan, Tony, and David Barcelow. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. That's right, Tony Stringnert. There we go. I wrote it down. Because I barf up these names all the time. All right, I hope everybody is doing well. And as soon as we actually get some people in here, we're going to start a little demonstration. I've had a lot of questions since the last show on going a little bit deeper into the stem separation and kind of showing, what's going on with that. What are the limitations and things like that. I might even drag in a Beatles song to actually see how it separates the stems, but I'm not going to be able to really play it for copyright issues. So we'll see. We'll see what I can actually pull in. Oh, and what I'm also going to try to do, I'm going to take a song of my own, mix it down, and then separate the stems on that to see how that goes. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, we got 8 people in here already. Yeah, sorry I'm an hour late. I got hung up at work and finally was able to actually get my butt home. And Billy Morgan, thank you for keeping up with me. He messages me, goes, "You still doing the stream?" I'm like, yeah, I'm setting up, man. So it's been pretty good. All right, yeah, I am looking kind of paranoid. I keep hearing somebody out in the other room. All right, so let's see, with 8 people here. Let me just quickly ask you guys, if you guys could, I'd appreciate it if you'd like, and subscribe if you are on YouTube, follow if you're on Rumble, and become a member over on Patreon. I would actually love to see more people over there. Right now I'm up to 47 people, I think, over there. So very cool. I haven't breached the $300 mark yet as far as my monthly over there on Patreon, but I hear they're raising their rates. I hope they don't go up too high, but they've been pretty good. Patreon has been really, really helpful. All right, very cool. Let's go back to the show main and see what we got here. We got 10 people in here. Yeah, sorry for the last minute stuff. I knew that we had some projects going on at work and I wasn't going to be able to get here at 6 o'clock right on time. I actually thought I'd be a little bit before. I didn't think I'd be starting an hour late. So I didn't actually post anything out there. There we go. Sheila's here. Good to see you, Sheila. Or I was going to say good to Sheila see you. However that works. Hey, Truckee. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I was online with Truckee. We had a great chat about current events and everything, and it is very nice to be able to reach out to folks now on the live stream. So I'm going to thank everybody for coming in. Very cool. We got 12 people in here. We're going to tap the stem separation, and as always, I don't know everything about what goes on in Studio One. I know a lot, but I don't know anything. I don't know everything. So please don't hesitate to shout out in the chat, "Hey Johnny, you can also do this," or "You're screwing it up." Don't do it that way. However it works, because I want this to be a conversation with everybody. If you want to actually ask me a question or make me aware of something, make sure that you type at Home Studio Trainer just before your post so that I see the little yellow box. So I would really appreciate that. So you'll actually, I believe, let's see, let me actually test it out here. So I would say at HOME, there we go, at Home Studio Trainer. I don't think you guys are going to see it this way, but I'll actually see, not the yellow box, I'll actually see it in an orange box. Pardon my color blindness. So there you have it. All right, 13 people in here. We're going to get the demo going really quick here in a few minutes. As soon as maybe we can get a couple more people. Sheila's saying hi to everybody. Greg Keaton just joined us. Good to see you, Greg. He says, "Good evening. Haven't been here for a while." Well, last week was, only one of a few live streams I've been able to start up again. So I appreciate everybody coming out. So let us see. We got 13 people here. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see. What is this? Oh, this is the full screen. Oh, look at that. Boink. Yeah, you don't need to see this face that large. So we'll just go to the classroom. There you go. All right. Oh, and one of the other things that I'm actually going to be starting up, and I got to put the link in the description, I'm going to be recommending a, let me see if I can get these in here. I'm going to be, oh, wow, how did those get way over there? Hold on a second. Let me actually get these a little bit bigger. I mean, you guys aren't really going to need these, but I want to make sure that they're there. There we go. There we go. So now I can click those off. There we go. All right. So what I was going to say is I'm actually starting something new. I have an account with Amazon, and if I make recommendations, if you want to support the channel, you can actually buy a piece of gear that I am putting up for, not recommendation, but just to show you what's up there. Some of the stuff I've tried, some of the stuff that I haven't. In this case, it is the PreSonus ES2. I've gotten a lot of good response on this particular one for some of the people that I support. A lot of people that I know have this thing, and right now it's only $199 over there on Amazon. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to put the link in the description of this video. Let me see if I can do that. Right click, copy. There we go. So let's see in the description. Let's see, how do I do that? Screen settings, viewer health. Maybe it's this way. Yep, there it is. All right, give me a sec. I am going to put this. Let's see, it's not letting me do the description thing here. All right, I'll have the link for this in the description very shortly after the show. I'll do it just as I log off. All right. So there you go, back to the show main, and if you click on that link there for the Amazon piece, I'll actually get a little bit of compensation for actually recommending that. So that's another good way to support the channel. I appreciate it. Some people don't like Amazon, but so far it's the only account that I've set up that way. All right, so let's do this. We have 15 people in here, and I'm going to go to the classroom. All right, so here we are in Studio One. And let's see, I am going to bring in a song. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stem separator for a song that I mixed down a long time ago. So let's go to Files. And I did a little bit of this in the last show, but I didn't really go into details. So let's do this. Let's see. We'll do the song Calm Down. Let's see. This is an old song of mine. And let's see what this baby sounds like here. It's been a while.
Never been right when you're around. You're there to remind me. I've never been wrong up until now. You must be behind.
Let me know what you guys think of this.
You see right through all my lies, like you said you would. You said I'd be wrong until you died. I don't believe it. I think you'd calm down just to tell me I was wrong. I think you'd calm down just to prove you're right, and I'm holding on. I'm still holding on.
What do you guys think? It's one of my favorite songs that I did. I know it's egotistical to actually say I have a favorite of my own song. Cool. Tony says he likes it. Very, very cool. Yeah, it was, this one was done. I think this one was done on my VS2480 back in 2009. I think because I recognize that drum kit. It's straight off of my V-drum module when I had my TD20. But those guitars are actually my guitar amp. Believe it or not. And I've got these chunky guitars just kind of clicking away here in the verse. Whoops, right here.
Never been wrong up.
Now that's two of my guitars, and then I open it up. I've got the thing on overdrive, and so there's four guitars here.
I think you'd calm down.
Love that sound.
Just tell me I was wrong.
Very cool. This is interesting. Mixing and mastering engineer. I'm not quite sure. He says, first of all, Johnny is a real human being, sensible, great guy. Second, one lady is here, then the chat is better. Oh, women rock. Very cool. Sheila has been following my streams whenever I do them, and I really appreciate her hanging out for sure. Let's see. Studio One is my first option, again, for post-production. Hope all is fine. Well, hey, thanks for that post, man. Appreciate it very much. And yes, the last time I looked, that was real. There's not much of me left. I'm only 140 pounds soaking wet, so losing weight quickly. Maybe a little bit more than I want to, but I'm doing good otherwise. Kyle Jed Ruziak is here. He says, always good to see the usual suspects, as always. All right, 13 people here. So enough for the ego trip here. This is one of my old songs. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the stem separator. So I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to say separate stems. Boom, right there. All right. So for those of you that haven't tried this yet, it's not perfect. Some of the separated tracks still have little anomalies in it and maybe some bleed. Like if there's a solo, I noticed that sometimes the solo will end up in the vocal track. But remember, the stem separator for Studio One, I believe, is still a work in progress, and it's only going to get better. So I think it's very, very cool. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sheila. All right. So we're actually going to be able to do vocals, drums, bass, and other. Now, usually if you got a lot of guitars and a lot of keyboards, they usually end up in the other category. But as you saw, if you just want the vocal, you can pull the vocal out, which is really kind of cool. But we're going to do all four for now. All right. So let's see. Consolidate selected stems. Bounce to new tracks. I think, yeah, you can't really do anything with that. I haven't seen this option actually become a clickable option, so I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe Truckee knows. Truckee knows a lot. He knows all the stuff that I don't, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to click OK, and it's processing. There we go. There's a little processing box. Takes a couple seconds, but it's usually pretty quick. Now, don't forget, I've only got a Mac Mini M1. It's only got 8 gig of RAM, so I'm actually running Studio One. I am running OBS for the broadcast. I am logged in to a YouTube live stream. So if you can't afford much as far as a Mac goes, even the newer ones with the faster processors, they'll do pretty good for you. I do my entire business on this little Mac Mini. Everything I do on it. I do have a PC behind me, but I only use that for clients that have PCs. All right, very cool. All right, so now let's see. I'm going to close the mixer, and I really don't like these colors, so I am going to do my red, blue, yellow, and then green. I don't have Truckee's color option on this yet, so I got to get that going at some point. All right, let's go ahead and expand to a full view. There we go. All right, so let's look at this. So here are the vocals.
Never been wrong up until now. You must be behind me.
So you can actually hear a little bit of the warbliness because some of the pieces of that vocal track are stuck in here. Because if I actually play them all together, it's perfect.
Never been wrong up until now.
It's only when you solo them that you actually start to hear some of the anomalies. The other thing is, reverb and delays, they're all in this track.
You said I'd be wrong until you died.
There's the dub.
I don't believe it.
Let's see, it should throw all the vocals.
I think you'd calm down just to tell me I was wrong.
Oh, that's a... Love that harmony. Very cool. Let's see, Smog Engineer, or Semug? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. The mixing and mastering engineer. He says he's already talked to Sheila in the past over the Produce Like a Pro live streams. Very, very cool. All right, let's see. Remember you guys called Tom C, but I never was about these live streams. I'm not quite sure who Tom C is. Let's see. All right, Truckee says the stem separation and the detect tempo code is licensed from Z-Plane. I didn't know that. That's good to know. That's good to know. So these are licensed and put into Studio One. Very, very cool. So then the development then would be on Z-Plane, I would assume, because the tempo mapping to me is perfect, or nearly perfect. And let's see, Billy Morgan says, I believe if you only have two instruments selected, the consolidate does something. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to test it. And there we go. All right. So now let's listen to the drums. A little muffled. Actually, a lot muffled. And then we have the bass. Yep, that's my Fender Precision. All right, and then we have the others. Okay, so you might be asking, well, if these things have all these anomalies, then what's it worth? Okay, when you play them all together, it's a different story because it gives you the ability to do some adjustments. So let's see what this sounds like with the drums mixed a little better.
You said I'd be wrong until you died. I don't believe it.
Okay, I turned them down a bit.
I think you'd calm down.
You know, I'm gonna use my fader port. It's just so much easier to mix on my fader port than it is to use the mouse. All right, let's see here. Here we go.
You said I'd be wrong
So hear the drums.
until you died. I don't believe it. I think you'd calm down.
See, let's turn up the vocal.
Just to tell me I was wrong.
I can make it instrumental.
Just to prove you're right, and I'm holding on.
You know, I actually like the vocals a little louder.
I'm still holding on. Just having a conversation.
Ooh, I like this.
Just my opinion. A group of thoughts in collaboration.
So hear the drums.
The truth is still missing.
I'm gonna turn down the drums a bit.
Look me right into my eye, like you said you would. You said I'd be I think you calm down.
Yeah, the vocals sound better a little louder.
Just tell me I was wrong.
What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the chat.
You calm down. Just prove you're right and I'm still wrong.
Oh, let's see where it put the solo. Oh, it actually did keep the solo in the guitars.
I think you calm down.
Oh, that sounds so good now.
Just tell me I was wrong. I think you calm down.
Not bad. Not bad. Very cool. So you guys can see that the positives far outweigh the negatives. Now, the interesting thing here that I learned is that this tool in particular, the stem separation, is being worked on by a third party, which is nice because in Studio One, our personas can concentrate on the stuff in Studio One. So hopefully there will be some updates. And, I don't know if the Z-Plane option that you guys are talking about is actually, already in further development. So it'd be a really cool thing to actually check out. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, even though actually, I think I'm going to save it. Nice. All right. So I'm going to actually go here. I want to save. Oh. Yes, I do want to save, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the name of this. Let me see, rename. There we go. I'm going to call this Come Down Remix. There we go. Because I want to come back to this. I'd love to release this song. I never released it. Slightly vocal boost in the 1K to 3 range. That might not be a bad idea. There you go. Oh, here's another kind of a cool little, side note. So one of the things that Personas did is they made the view a little bit more dynamic. If you've got things kind of squashed because you need more fader space, it actually reduces the view of the wave files or the waveforms. It actually reduces them to just a single kind of a combination of both the left and right, just so that you can see you can actually see the event. And if you expand it a little bit, any kind of stereo files actually expand to stereo. So that's kind of nice. I really like that option. That makes it better. And and another thing, for those of you that are in a lot of the chat groups, there are a lot of people complaining of the washed out look of any of the tracks. I like this because there are some damn bright colors. And for me personally, the fact that they're a little washed out and they only... See, if I highlight them all, then they're much brighter. See, this is what some people want back. I don't think I do, because I really kind of like the fact that you can still see the colors. Now, for people that are colorblind, I'm partially colorblind, and I can still see the difference in the shading and stuff. I can totally see where some of these folks that are a little bit colorblind or whatnot are actually going to have a lot of trouble with this. For me, personally, this is too much color for me, just like this. So, I think what Personas should do, because there have been a lot of requests for Personas to fix this and go back to this. And I think what they should do is they should make it an option. Whether the channels are faded colors and only highlight when you click on them. Maybe give the option to actually just not even highlight them when you click on them and keep them faded. Or give you the ability to turn on all the bright colors. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Remember, if you want me to read something out loud, you got to type at Home Studio Trainer so that I see you're trying to get my attention. All right, so let's see. Samag Engineer says, since Studio 1.6 was Linux compatible and mentioned the word LV2 equals LADSPA version 2, I'm not quite sure what that is, Linux plugin format. Let's see, it's possible 7 is supporting? That's a good question. I don't know if the Linux version for 7 is out yet. I would assume that it is. We can actually check the download for it. Maybe somebody knows. Very cool. Let's see, Billy Morgan, to me, he says, I believe if you only have 2 instruments selected, the consolidate does something? I'm not quite sure. We're going to have to check that. I think I read that already. Let's see. That was Sheila. She actually says, you're welcome. Very cool. And there's Truckee. Saying that the stem separation is and tempo detection is licensed from Z-Plane. Very cool. All right. Kyle says, make it fully adjustable. Yeah. If you mean the colors, Kyle, I agree. Yeah, and David says nothing wrong with having both. Yeah. For me personally, I like what they did. But I saw quite a few posts. One guy in particular was really upset with this. But, see, if I open up... Oh, this is another video I got to do on my HD8 that was gifted to me. Let me see. If I open up... All right, so I'm going to show you what really bright colors look like. So if I go with my universal control, see, this is what Studio One used to look like. I like my colors, but I wish that I could make my universal control for my Quantum HD8. I wish I could make this a little dimmer, but I got to have my colors when I'm actually working on it. So that's the difference between this and the difference between this. So if I actually go ahead and I open this up completely here, you can see that, I don't know, to me this is easier on the eyes instead of this. Very cool. I just love the direction Studio One's taking. I really do. I really do. Some people do, some people don't. Truckee says there's still quite a few complaints regarding grid lines. Now, wait a minute. Now, grid lines, really? I'm not seeing any issues with the grid lines. Because they're all coming through pretty good, I think. But you're right, I have seen that too. For selected events... Oh, I see. I think you're right. Well, that's not too bad. Let me expand them all. Yeah. Yeah, Billy says S1 getting better with every release. I totally agree. But I see. With selected events, especially. All right. I'll buy that. And I don't think... Sorry, we're going off on a tangent here, just like we usually do. If we go to Preferences, and we go to Appearance... So here's the arrangement luminance. See, I can change. See, you can. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that, Truckee. Because none of that makes a real difference. Let's see, Kyle says, I made my base colors fairly muted to start with, so I lost almost all the color with the new version. Oh, I see. Yeah, see, it's really preference. See, this isn't too bad if you've actually got the grid here. You can just kind of follow the grid up. Let me see what it looks like in the editor. So here's the editor. Yeah. It's not too bad. What do you guys think? Yeah, specifically selected events. Yeah, it is definitely different. Here is... But I don't think... Yeah, see, these are linked, so I can't select another one and actually view it down here. Yeah, I can see that. Samag Engineering, he says, although he didn't type my name in there, I just want to read this. He says, Studio One is one of my favorites because it starts with S for of Sandra, which is my mom's name. Very cool. HST, is there an opacity for the tracks? I don't think so. Although that would be now. See, there's another good idea. So the luminance. Oh, shnikes. So the contrast. All right. So let's see. So the luminance. There is no opacity, which actually would be a good idea. So I suppose, yes, you know, even if you make it white, it's still too hard to see in the background. And the contrast, you know, you turn that contrast down and you can't see the lines at all almost. All right. Let's get back to business here. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to do is, Truckee says, are you using a default appearance setting? Yeah, I am. Let's see. Okay, let's break out the pitchforks and torches. You'll have to excuse my coughing. I still have the cough from the bronchitis, and I can't get rid of it. David Barcelo says, if the tracks had opacity, that would be great. Yeah, that might be an adjustment that they should add. That might be. That's actually a really good idea. Somebody do a feature request. All right. So what I wanted to test again is I have a song that I have in Studio One. I think I'm going to use this MIDI testing song. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm gonna use the stem separator on something that I did with MIDI. So if I go ahead and I do a mix down, so let me see, let me try something here. Let me go to my mix down shortcut, and I'm going to keep it simple, and I want to go between the loop, And I really don't want to adjust the loudness. I kind of like it where it's at. And I want to import it to a track. That's so that I have a mix down within the song. And I don't think I have any processing on the outputs. Let me actually see what I have on the outputs here. Okay, no, I got nothing on the main outs. And it is clipping a little bit, but I don't care about that. All right, so let's try it again. Let's go mix down. And let's make sure we do a wave file. Let's make sure we do it in between the loop. Let's make sure that there's no loudness adjustment and make sure we import to track. All right, so it is going to process, and there it is. See, clipping has occurred. Do you want to delete the file? No. All right. So what I want to see is I want to separate the stems, and since this is an instrumental, all right, first thing I want to do is I want to mute these guys. Okay, so now if I right click and I do the stem separation. All right, so there's no vocals. I want to see what it does. I'll bet it puts the choral vocals on their own tracks. All right, there we go. That's a really short song, so it should not take long. There we go. All right, so it muted that. All right, let's listen to what it separated. Oh, that's where it put the voices. Okay, so now since there are no guitars, let's see what it does with the drums. Hey, Tony Cordona's here. Good to see ya. Not bad. Let's see if it put the bass. Perfect. And let's see it put everything else in one. So that's all the keyboards. There's like 4 keyboard parts in there. There's the Rhodes, the organ, the violins, and nice. Let's see. Smog Engineering. He says, when I go visit the U.S., I need to know home studio trainer. I don't think I'm a legend, and I don't think I'm famous. I think I'm quite infamous. But thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. The song reminds me, Moment of Peace with Sarah Brigham. Oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. All right, see, Truckee actually says it would be cool if they could separate the drums, kick, snare. Oh, yeah, I totally would love that. I would really love that. Let's see. All right, so it did a good job. So I can actually make adjustments. Let me go back to the fader port. It's just so much easier. So I can actually make adjustments to the vocals. All right, and I can also do a little bit with the keyboard parts. Now see, when you play the tracks all at once, the stem separator does good. And if you're going to just turn up or down certain instruments, it is totally functional. I want to adjust the drums. Not bad. Not bad. So there you have it. That is the stem separation. You guys saw me take in a song from a long time ago. Did a great job at separating. The individual stems still have some anomalies that you can hear when you solo them. All of the anomalies, at least to my ears, go away almost completely once you actually start playing all the tracks in a mix. And I think that overall, if you're just taking some old songs for re-release, or if you do like I do, you go into your Beatles library and finally turn Ringo up and the tambourines down and remix, all of your songs, all of your Beatles songs, it works really, really good. There's a song that the Beatles do called Wait. And if you have one of the old masters from the original, all you hear is fluff and tambourine. That's all you hear. And I went in and I deliberately turned the tambourine down and remixed it. So there you go. You can actually come up. I mean, again, you've only got 4 things that you can remix, and usually you can pull out whatever you don't want in there. So it's actually quite cool. It's really hard to separate the tambourine from the drums, but there are a couple of songs that it works really good with. And at least for me, the song Wait was one of them. All right, so let's see. Is anybody talking to me here? So, Semog Engineer, he says, you know a lot. Suffered about your life and won against the struggles. Yeah, I've had a lot of stuff go down. Ooh, I almost swore. Now is great talking with us. Oh, and I'm super humble. I appreciate that. It's only because I get embarrassed so much. Let's see, another chat we agreed about a cool theme. Very cool. Excellent. Kyle Jedruziak, he says George Martin is spinning in his grave. Well, here's another subject, and I don't know what you guys think of this. Have you guys heard the remixes on the Red and Blue albums? There are a few that I really like. I like what they did with Eleanor Rigby. I like the fact that they split the violin parts so that they were stereo instead of all in the center. But they ruined most of the other songs. And I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that some of the songs, the vocals were all the way on the right side. We can actually have a discussion about this. Oh, and by the way, we're done with the demonstration. If you have any questions with the demonstration, I can show you guys more. Otherwise, the rest of the live stream here, we're just going to chat for a while. All right. So let's talk about the Beatles remixes. So now, I'm not sure if they used stem separators or if they actually had the original tracks. Rumor has it they had all of the original tracks. And they added some songs to each of the albums, which I thought were brilliant. I wanted to say the word brilliant. So, now, speaking of George Martin spinning in his grave, Eleanor Rigby and a bunch of the other ones. I liked what they did with Paperback Writer, but I didn't like what they did with the delay on the voices. I liked the original delay from the original mix. But the song that upset me the most, and you guys might disagree with me, they really wrecked the song I Am the Walrus. The first part of the song is great. In the original version of I Am the Walrus, in the original version, they actually went to a fake stereo. All low ends in one channel and all high end in the other channel. I don't know what they did with the second half of that song in the new mixes. It is, in my eyes, and I listened to it on headphones, I listened to it on my E44s with my Tumblr sub, and it is awful. Absolutely awful. So if you haven't gone to check it out yet, and I can't play them here, unfortunately, I might actually do a review on this on my Patreon, so if you're a Patreon member, I can play whatever I want. So if you guys are interested in doing that, go over to Patreon and say you want me to do a review on the new Beatles mixes, and I'll do a whole live stream over there for that. But I feel that they totally wrecked the last half of the song, I Am the Walrus. So anyway, but I do recommend If you've actually got, let's see, Spotify, I do recommend that you go ahead and you put them in your favorites, both the albums, because they are really good. Many of the mixes are good. Some I just really don't like, and I kind of liked some of the songs where the vocals were just on one side and the music was kind of in the other, kind of fading in the middle between the two. Let's see if I get in the center here. But I just, didn't like them. Let's see, are you going to be doing these live streams weekly? Yes. Yes, every Friday. Now, sometimes I have to start at 7. Sometimes I have to start at 6. Sometimes I can't warn you guys until 10 minutes before the live stream is going to start because I am still working, but I got the evenings off now. So if I can get more Patreon members, that will supplement the income, and I can take Fridays off completely. So, yeah, unfortunately, I got to work 2 jobs to survive. So, I got my night job, and then I got my daytime job on a couple of nights a week. So there you go. Rich Cresswell is here. Good to see you, Rich. Glad you could join us. Let's see. What else we got here? Looks like we've got 23 people in here. Very cool. And the ones that are actually showing up in the participants, Kyle, Rich, Samog Engineering, and Tony Cordona. Excellent. Otherwise, we got David Barstow, we got Billy Morgan, got Tony Cordona, we got Kyle Jedruziak, and we got Sheila. Sheila's here. And we got Truckee. Good to see you, man. Let's see, Kyle. Truckee, I'm just going up the list here. Just because it's fun. And that's about it. All right, very cool. Oh, Stephen Wilson is here. He says, hello, everybody. Good to see you, Stephen. Hopefully you're still here. Sorry I missed your post. And that's it. All right, very cool. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you think. If you've actually heard the Beatles mixes on the new albums. Good to see you. I said, is Sheila still here? She says yes. All right, we got about 10 more minutes. The voice is almost gone. I still suffer from the dysphonia, and I do say suffer, because to get a clear voice, I have to talk way up here. If I try to use my regular voice, it just doesn't hold up. But I'm not going to talk like Mickey Mouse for a whole show. Yes. Let's see. Oh, Be the Crown just popped in. He says, super late. That's okay. I appreciate you popping in. Okay, Kyle says he hasn't heard the new ones. The new Beatles mixes, that is. So let me see. Oh, for those of you that are just getting here, we got 23 people here, concurrent views. I don't know how many likes because I don't have a like button. So you guys can tell me how many likes we got. I'd appreciate it. Maybe I do have likes. Oh, there we go. We've only got 11 likes. I just found the like bar. I am still trying to remember how to do all these live streams. So we only got 11 likes. Hit that like button. If you guys could, I would really appreciate it. Let's see if I can actually do this. If you guys could, appreciate it if you like and follow. If you're on Rumble, please follow. If you are on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Patreon, become a Patreon member. And if you want to help support Home Studio Trainer and you like Amazon, every week I'll be recommending a purchase that I think is a good deal. And for this one, it is the Quantum ES2. It is only $199 over on Amazon. It's got a lot of great features, and now I can't really do a review because I don't like it. I don't like it. I would like it. It would look great on my desk because I don't have one. So that actually works out pretty good. All right, there you go. I'll make sure that the link that you see there will go in the description and at the end of the show. And you guys can go ahead and check that out. All right, here we are. Oh, you know what I can do? Though? Watch this. I think I can put this link in the chat. That's the wrong one. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. And let's do this. Okay, here is a link. Subscriber mode only. Am I not subscribed to my own... I can't put anything in the chat. It says subscriber mode only. It's like I'm not even subscribed to my own channel. What is that all about? Wow. And I can't refresh the stream because then it'll shut down. That's too funny. I didn't even know that was a thing. I can't subscribe to my own channel. It won't let me type anything in the chat. Wow. All right, well, anyway. I hope the chat is still working. Is the chat still working? Can you guys hear me or see me? Yeah, check this out. If I go to the classroom and I show you guys my monitoring, look at that. It says subscriber mode only. Oh no. So I can't even type in my own chat. How do I make myself a mod? I think I am a mod. But I can't. Hold on. Maybe I have a post. Yeah, it's not letting me do anything. Oh my gosh, now I can't even. Oh, there we go. Oh, Stephen Wilson is here. He says, great show. Excellent. Okay, you guys can hear me. All right, there's... YouTube is messing with me big time. Oh, that is too funny. I can't post anything in my own chat. Ah, Hector is here. Good to see you. 23 people still here. Awesome. 61 views. And we've still only got 11 likes. At least that's what it says. How many likes do you guys see? I think that... I think that my connection has given up on me. I hope I can actually end the stream when it's done. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Tony says, you are here. I hear and see you. Excellent. All right, cool. Oh, 18. All right, very cool. That's closer. That's closer. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And I think that's going to be it for me. I think I'm going to head out of here and see if I can fix my login to YouTube. I have a feeling I got logged out. Hopefully I didn't get hacked again. I've got all the security and all of the updates, and I got a password that, the gods couldn't figure out. So I hope I didn't get hacked again. All right, very cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Sorry for the late start, but I think we had a good demo at the beginning of all this. If you guys have a chance, try to put your ears on the new Red and Blue albums that they released for the Beatles. They added a bunch of songs. They remixed a bunch of the songs. Most are great. Many of them are... But you guys be the judge. I hope that you guys got some information out of this, and I really appreciate it. So I will see you all next Friday. Should be 6 o'clock, but might be between 6 and 7. I'll post an update and an actual time as soon as I possibly can. So you guys have a great night, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.
No.